Let's be honest. If you opened the charts this morning, you saw the number, $1.35. Some will say, it's over, we're falling into the abyss. Others will say, this is a gift from the gods. But to understand what is really happening, we need to put emotions aside and look at the cold, hard facts, the numbers, and what the whales are doing while you sleep. We have a massive episode today. We're breaking down everything. Why we fell from $3, the situation with the SEC, spoiler, they finally backed off, how the RLUSD stablecoin is changing the game, and most importantly, technical analysis. Where are we going? To $5 or back to 50 cents? Sit back, grab your coffee, tea, or whatever you drink to calm your nerves. Let's go. So, let's face reality. The last 24 hours. XRP is trading in the 1.35 to 1.40 range. Over the last day, we've seen a slight drop of about 1 or 2%. But if you look at the bigger picture, we are in a correction phase after that insane summer of 2025. Remember July 25? When we touched the all-time high of 3.66? Oh yeah, those were sweet times. But now, 6 months later, we've lost about 60% from the peak. And this is where it gets interesting. The crowd is in panic mode. Twitter, or X as people still call it out of habit, is filled with the classic bearish howl. They're screaming that the project is dead, that Ripple dumped on everyone. But while the paper hands are selling their coins at a loss, real magic is happening on the blockchain that you can't see with the naked eye. Here is the inside scoop from the blockchain. In the last 24 hours, trading volume was nearly $2.8 billion. That doesn't look like a dead project, does it? The liquidity is insane. And most importantly, who is buying? We are seeing data from Sentiment and other analytics platforms. The whales, those guys with wallets holding 10 to 100 million XRP, they aren't selling. They are vacuuming the market. In just the last few weeks, they have bought up over 3 billion coins. Think about that number. 3 billion XRP moved from exchanges to cold storage. Why are they buying at 135 when everyone else is selling? Because they know something the majority doesn't. And right now, we're going to break down those fundamental reasons. Fundamentals. What changed in a year? Let's step away from the chart for a second and look at the foundation. Why is 2026 totally different from 2023 or 2024? First and foremost, the war with the SEC is over. Remember how we lived for years under the sword of Damocles that was Gary Gensler? Security, not a security. That circus ended in August 2025. Ripple and the SEC officially withdrew their appeals. Done. Period. Ripple paid the fine, yes, $125 million, but that's pennies for them, and got total legal clarity. XRP is the only crypto asset in the US with a court-proven status of not a security. That opened the floodgates. Second, ETFs. They exist. Back in 2024, we were only dreaming of an XRP ETF. Now, in February 26, they are live. We are seeing inflows. According to the latest data, spot XRP ETFs have recorded inflows for 30 days straight. Institutions, pension funds, hedge funds, they are entering slowly, but they are entering for the long haul. They don't care about the price being 135 or 140. They need the asset in their portfolio. Third, RLUSD, the $2 billion stablecoin. This is news that many let slip by, and that's a mistake. Ripple's stablecoin, RLUSD, is now close to a market cap of $2 billion. Why do we need it? It's a bridge. Previously, liquidity on the XRP ledger was an issue. Now, RLUSD is used in DeFi in cross-border payments. And every time the network is used, a tiny drop of XRP is burned. Moreover, news just dropped. Deutsche Bank integrated Ripple technology for their payments, and the Japanese giant SBI is issuing bonds on the XRPL blockchain. These aren't test pilots anymore. This is real banking integration, the kind Brad Garlinghouse was talking about 10 years ago. Okay, traders, let's get to the meat of the matter. Open the charts, time frames, daily and weekly. What do we see technically for February 25th, 2026? Right now, the price is squeezed. Local support, $1.30 to $1.31. This is a concrete zone. We tested it several times over the last week, and it got bought up every single time. If we break $1.30 to the downside, the next stop is $1.19, and then the psychological level of 1.00. But for now, sellers are running out of steam approaching 1.30. Resistance, 1.42 and $1.50. We need to close above 1.42 to break the local downtrend. Above $1.50, there is open air all the way to 180. Indicators. The RSI on the daily is around 42. This is the neutral zone, leaning towards oversold. This is a good sign. It means the market has cooled off. There is no overheating like we saw at $3. For a long entry, the risk-reward ratio here is ideal. Moving averages. We are trading below the 50-day and 200-day moving averages. Technically, that's a bearish signal, a strong sell on many robo-advisors. But it is exactly in these zones, when the price deviates far from the average, that the most powerful reversals happen, mean reversion. Bollinger Bands are tightening. This is the calm before the storm. Volatility has dropped. The spring is coiling. Usually, after this kind of silence, we get a 20-30% impulse. The question is, which way? Considering the whale accumulation, the probability of a shot upward is higher. Patterns. On the weekly chart, a massive bull flag is forming. The pole of the flag is our run from $0.50 to $3.66 in 2025. The flag itself is this current correction to 1.35. If this pattern plays out by the textbook, the target for the breakout is $5 to $6 by the end of 2026. News from the last 24 hours in Twitter. What is happening in the information space right now? I monitored Twitter, Reddit, and the news feeds, so you don't have to. News number 1. SBI Holdings and ex-dividend. Japanese giant SBI, a longtime Ripple partner, announced the issuance of digital bonds where rewards are paid out in XRP. This is a huge step for retail investors in Japan. It creates constant buying pressure because SBI needs to buy XRP for the payouts. News number 2. Meeting at the White House. Brad Garlinghouse confirmed his participation in a meeting with representatives of the new U.S. administration and bankers. The topic is stablecoin regulation and the passing of the Clarity Act. Rumors say there is a 90% chance the law passes by April. If this happens, American banks officially get the green light to hold XRP. Sentiment on Twitter. Here, as always, it's bipolar disorder. Camp Bear says, XRP is a stablecoin at 135, and while Bitcoin is at 100K, we are standing still. Camp Bull is posting screenshots of withdrawals from Binance. One analyst noticed a transaction of 470 million XRP from an exchange to an unknown wallet. Caption: Someone is preparing for liftoff. Interesting fact: the hashtag XRP standard is trending again. People are discussing that RLUSD will become the de facto digital dollar for interbank settlements, and XRP will be the gas for this system. What should we expect in the coming weeks and months? March-April 2026. We expect the launch of full liquidity for RLUSD on major DEX. This could give the price a push as DeFi on the XRP ledger starts to really breathe. Fed meeting. Macroeconomics is still applying pressure. If rates start to be cut more aggressively, crypto will fly up across the board, and XRP with its high beta, volatility, could outperform Bitcoin in terms of returns. Institutional FOMO. As soon as the price breaks $1.50 and holds, the algorithmic bots of the big funds will start buying. Right now, they are waiting for trend confirmation. My personal forecast, not financial advice, of course. We are in an accumulation zone. $1.30 to $1.40 is the area where smart money is building a position. I expect that before the end of spring, we will see a test of the 2.00 level. If we break that, the road to the previous high of 3.66 is open by summer or autumn of 2026. The Armageddon scenario. If Bitcoin goes into a deep correction and drags the market down, XRP could visit 1.0. But I don't see it going below $1. The fundamentals are too strong, and there are too many institutions inside now. Guys, let's wrap this up. XRP went through the hell of lawsuits. It survived. It won. XRP survived the crypto winter. Now it sits at 135. It has ETFs. It has its own $2 billion stablecoin. It has bank support. Yes, it's boring right now. Yes, the chart is red. But as Warren Buffett said, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Are you patient? Or will you sell your coins to the whales for pennies right before launch? It's up to you. Let me know in the comments, what is your average entry price? Are you holding since 2017, or did you buy the top in 2025? Let's discuss it. Don't forget to like this video if the review was useful, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the emergency update if we break $1, $50. Profits to everyone, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.